On May 17th, 2024, David, a 43-year-old Canadian national, was sentenced to 30 years in prison for his attempted snatching of a federal official, Nancy, and the brutal attack of Paul, husband of Nancy. This case obviously caused a lot of media attention and a lot of questions that we are going to get into here that some have still not been answered. Political implications are involved, and the takeaway is significant for us as normal citizens. I hate to use the word normal, but this case is an example of people who are in a different plane. They're in a different justice system than the rest of us. This is the conclusion of Hammergate. On October 28th, 2022, David broke into Nancy's residence in San Francisco with the intention of grabbing her. David, armed with a hammer and zip ties, entered through a broken glass door. At the time, Nancy was in Washington, D.C., leaving her husband, Paul, alone in the house. David confronted Paul in his bedroom, demanded to know where Nancy was. When Paul informed him that his wife was not home, David threatened to tie him up and wait for her. Paul managed to make a cryptic 911 call, hoping to alert the authorities without escalating the situation. When San Francisco police officers arrived, they found David and Paul struggling over a hammer. Body camera footage captured David smacking Paul multiple times in the head before officers subdued and arrested him. During the call, Paul attempted to convey the urgency of the situation without alerting David, who was present and listening.
San Francisco Police 74.
2022. Oh, I guess I called by mistake. What is this?
This is San Francisco Police. Do you need help?
Oh, well, there's a gentleman here just waiting for my wife to come back. He's just waiting for her to come back. She's not going to be here for a day, so I guess we'll have to wait.
Okay, do you need police, fire, or medical for anything?
I don't think so. Is the Capitol Police around?
No, this is San Francisco.
They protect my wife. They're usually here at the house protecting my wife.
No, this is San Francisco Police.
Friday. I understand.
2020.
Okay, well,
24.
I don't know. He thinks everything's good. I've got a problem, but he thinks everything's good.
Okay. Call us back if you change your mind.
No. This gentleman just came into the house. And he wants to wait there for my wife to come home. And so, anyway, he told me to put the phone down.
Do you know who the person is?
No, I don't know who he is. He has this. He's telling me not to do anything.
What is your address, sir?
40 Broadway.
What is your name?
My name is Paul. Anyway, this gentleman says that he thinks everything ought to, he told me to put the phone down and just do what he said.
18 seconds.
Okay?
Okay, what's the gentleman's name?
I don't know. What's that? My name's David. The name is David.
Okay, and who is David?
I don't know. What's that? I'm a friend of theirs. Yeah, he says he's a friend, but as I said, I've never.
But you don't know who he is?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
He's telling me I'm being very leading, so I got to stop talking to you, okay?
Paul left the line open, allowing the dispatcher to hear the interaction and sense of urgency. The dispatcher recognized the situation's severity and prioritized the call, resulting in a quicker police response. Officers arrived within minutes and found Paul and David struggling over the hammer. David then struck Paul before being subdued by the police. There were some oddities, though. That doesn't mean it's condoned. Violence is never condoned on this channel, middlemega.com. But we do have questions, though. Security lapse. How did David manage to break into the highly secured home of a prominent political figure without immediate detection? Despite having access to security cameras, the U.S. Capitol Police were not monitoring them in real time when Nancy was not home. Why were the cameras not monitoring continuously, especially given the high number of these concerns Nancy has received? It's possible that Paul is lying and David and Paul didn't know each other. State Senator Scott Wiener, he had known David for a long time due to his association with the public nudity movement in the Castro. Huh? Was Paul also associated with this movement? Fake sounding interview. In January, David called, this is January of 2023, David called KTTV from jail. He expressed regret for not achieving more of his intended actions.
Okay, so what do you want to say? Because they released, as you know, they released the video earlier today.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yes. What did you want? Thank you for calling me. What did you want? What did you want to tell me?
Now that you all have seen the body cam footage, I have an important message for everyone in America. You're welcome. Freedom of liberty isn't dying. It's being killed, systematically and deliberately. The people killing it have names and addresses. So I got their names and addresses so I could pay them a little visit and have a heart-to-heart chat about their bad behavior. The tree of liberty needs watering. You need men of valor, patriots willing to put their own lives on the line to stand in opposition to tyranny. I would also like to apologize. I want to apologize to everyone. I messed up. What I did was really bad. I'm so sorry I didn't get more of them. It's my own fault. No one else is to blame. I should have come better prepared. I spent all my time exposing government corruption online, only to have them silence my freedom of speech as quickly as they could. They circumvented the Constitution and private industry. When the ruling class outsources the repression of your civil rights to private industry, it's called fascism. I have a lot more to say. I had a website of over 300 pages. That's 300 pages of stuff they don't want you to hear. I'm in the process of trying to set up a new site out of the reach of tyrannical global homo fascists and their internet censors.
The conversation sounded scripted, sounded fake, sounded like AI. I don't know what happened. It didn't sound natural, and that's suspicious. How authentic was that call? Was it scripted? What happened? I'm not the only one who had questions. The reporter, Amber, she thought it was weird, and she didn't get to ask him any follow-up questions. That's evidence that something is weird. And here's the conclusion. Let's compare this to a situation that happened with Daniel Couchich, who in 2021 did the worst type of thing you could. It happens very often with a knife, poking, at the time, 94-year-old on Peg Taylor multiple times. He was sentenced to only 5 years probation by Judge Kay Senin, despite the DA asking for 12 years in jail. This case did not receive significant media attention, and there is now proof of a disparity in the justice system. This demonstrates that there is a justice system for them and a different one for us. Nancy called for a long sentence for David, and Nancy's very powerful, and she got one, stating that in her victim statement, a violent man broke into her home, threatened to snatch me, paraphrasing, and in his own words, made my husband Paul take the punishment in my absence with a near fatal attack with a hammer. The violence is horrible, but the questions still stand. And even bigger than the questions, how long are we going to stand that clearly has a two-tier justice system that couldn't care less if you and I were unlived?